to give us an update on that?
I think we saw it tonight, didn't we?
Well, we've been through most of what we discussed,
Yeah.
the concussion policy and payment procedures, Department of Education, DJEJ rather, and changes to D and E. And what we also did was established our goals for the upcoming meetings, and we're looking to finish sections F, H, J, K, and L by the end of the year.
Not if I have anything to do with it.
I'm looking for the members to help.
I'm only kidding, Mr.
Um,
Bowers.
We will review them, and perhaps we'll find nothing, and you'll have nothing to object
As long as
to.
Carl's title's not in there, we'll be fine.
I'll say this about policy, it is a tedious process, and we have, you build policies as you go along, because situations arise, and then you have to fit a policy to it, and I've done that in past jobs, and it's a difficult thing to do. Karen pointed out the distinction between a policy and then getting into a procedure, and how fine a line that can be, too. But it's a lot of work. We have an extensive policy book. I'm glad we're reviewing it to see what needs to be fixed or changed or amended, so. And as you can see, when we dig out some of these policies, there is some work to do on them, so it's good that that's brought to our attention.
It's surprising how much of it is still intact,
Yep.
however.
Yep, some of it goes back 20, 25 years,
Right,
and
it
still
good
works.
policy.
Okay. As far as
Our next meeting will be on March 14th and not the 28th.
March
of
14th is the
February.
next policy subcommittee meeting. Athletic subcommittee meeting was scheduled for tomorrow, the 14th. That's been continued to a further date, probably March 13th, okay. March 13th. And the evaluation subcommittees to be determined, time and date. Administrative report.
Yes, earlier this evening, I handed out to you a supplemental administrative report, and in that report, I'm
didn't get it.
just gonna go very quickly through it. There is a
Thank you.
reduced size poster that's hanging in the schools. It's called The Taste of Metro North. And the Rotary Clubs of Reading and North Reading are sponsoring this event with all proceeds to benefit the Reading Education Foundation, the North Reading Education
Nice.
Foundation, as well as other Rotary causes. There is an attached flyer in here for more information, and through John Bernard, who is a Rotary member, he gave tickets to me in case any of you would like to purchase one, so I have them here this evening, if that's something that you would like to do. Second, included in your packet is the DESE NCLB waiver press release that came out on February 9th. The U.S. Department of Ed announced that Massachusetts was granted flexibility from certain provisions of the No Child Left Behind Act. And so the press release is in here for your review. What this does mean is that not all students are required to be proficient by 2014. That was the provision, also known as adequate yearly progress, that has been suspended. It does not mean, though, that we will not have an accountability process. We actually were functioning under two accountability processes, the NCLB and the Education Reform Act. The Education Reform Act is the state accountability system. And we currently have a 5-level accountability system in the state. They will tweak it a little bit. It's further explained for you in this press release, but this is a good thing. So we were very pleased when this came across our desk last week. Also included in your packet is a notice regarding the Teaching, Empowering, Leading, and Learning Mass Survey, also known as the TEL survey. Excuse me. This survey is the successor to a 2008 Mass TELS survey, and school-based administrators and licensed teachers will be asked to complete this survey that examines 10 categories. So there are 10 identified categories with multiple indicators within those categories. And schools that participate with 50% or higher of a participation rate will have access to the survey results. We will get them back from the Department of Ed. The survey will be made available to educators from March 12th to April 6th, and there's a description of that in your packet. There's also included in your packet a Chartwell's Chatter. This is a newsletter that's published by our food services provider. Also in here, in your packet is a brochure that was recently published by our Pupil Personnel Services Department, and it's regarding the North Reading Transition Academy. At the last school committee meeting, Principal John Bernard and Director of PPS, Patricia Bullard, made a presentation to you regarding this North Reading Transition Academy that will be offered to qualifying students next year who have earned a certificate of attendance in grade 12. And finally, this is just a notification for you on the cover sheet. The school committee, the Director of Finance and Operations, and the superintendent are invited to attend a North Reading Finance Committee meeting on March 7th, 2012 at 7 p.m. to review the FY13 North Reading School District budget. This was mentioned at an earlier finance planning team meeting, but I don't believe it had been brought to this full committee, so I wanted to bring that information to you.
Who's going to that? So I'm not gonna be in, I'm gonna be in Atlanta.
I think I'll be here.
You're gonna
I
go?
should be here too.
Okay. As
March
long as-
seventh.
Just
I just wanna make sure a couple of us
Will
there.
Kyle present the budget? Is that how that works? Or Kathy, or how does that?
In the past, did you talk about it? We didn't go last year,
Oh,
so
okay.
I.
Yeah, in years past when we've gone, but in years past when we've gone to the finance committee, which I think it's a good idea to do that, by the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
What we've done is kind of given them an overview of the budget, and then they've had a lot of questions to ask. And so we respond to the questions. Yeah,
And I'd certainly be prepared to do the overview if that's.
yeah, I think that'd be a good idea, but.
And is the overview similar to what we will present to you next week as far as the?
Yeah,
preliminary
yeah, I
budget?
think, and you maybe even a little more of a condensed version, but, and then have something for them obviously to look at, so.
Yeah, and I think our practice would also be to have provided to them the preliminary budget prior to the meeting, so they had an opportunity to assess that.
And
And
will,
they'll have questions.
will we be able to ask them for any questions in advance if they'd like to submit them, or is it more?
I suppose you could do that. It's kind of an informal session. I mean, we usually go over to the town hall to that room
Yeah.
7 or whatever the heck it is there. But yeah, but it wouldn't hurt, Kathy, if they had something specific that they were gonna.
And that's it for the supplemental administrative. report.
Anybody else have anything else? We have meetings scheduled on Monday, February 27th, an executive session. What is it?
What is it? I just wanted to, I think we should inform the public that we have begun negotiating with our teachers for their new contract. We've had 2 sessions, and we've got 5 or 6 more scheduled. But I just wanted to make the public aware that we have entered negotiations with our teachers. That's all.
Okay. Anybody? Anything else? All right, so the next meeting's for Monday, February 27th. We have a regular meeting. We'll also schedule an executive session at 6:30, Monday, March 12th, and Monday, March 26th. Anything else? Hearing nothing, a motion to adjourn.
So moved?
Karen? Mel seconds?
Second.
All those in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
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 Opposed? 4-1, Mike wants to stay. All right, okay.